I sort of think of estrogen dominance as those fertility statues. They got big bellies and big breasts and they, skinny little legs. Everything's kind of this round bellies. And you've got to do things to sort of balance that out by using progesterone to balance out those estrogen levels. So you want this ratio, really ideally, of a 50 to 100 to 1 of a progesterone to estrogen. So you want this ratio optimal to help those women actually lose fat, build muscle, feel better. Our biggest growth hormone surge is at night when we're sleeping.
Yeah.
So we need growth hormone too to make muscle. And so our biggest growth hormone surge is at night sleep. If I'm not sleeping, I don't get that nice growth hormone surge, and that's going to impede muscle building as well. So don't neglect growth hormone in this piece as well. So remember what finasteride does. Guys are like, oh, I don't want to lose my hair, so I'm going to go on finasteride.
Right.
What finasteride does is it blocks the pathway of the testosterone going into the metabolite you want.
Oh, gosh.
Metabolite. Yeah. So guys are like, yeah, I'm not losing my hair now, but you're also getting none of the muscle building benefits from the testosterone if you block it enough. So we'll use like a topical finasteride where you get a little bit less effect from that for guys losing their hair, but progesterone can help a lot there too.
People they're doing everything they can. They're not seeing weight loss. They're not seeing fat loss. And when I just say, I'm like, man, I think you need to go get this checked out. Like, it just seems like, we're doing right, everything else, and things are just not moving, especially like in women. I don't know if you've seen this, but the belly fat in women just doesn't go anywhere.
Well, and men too, right? That belly fat, as guys start to age too, that dad bod, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
that's testosterone deficiency, right? And in women, it's estrogen dominance. So when we measure in blood, we can measure estradiol levels in men and women.
Right. So
we can measure estradiol levels. The problem is that's only part of the story, because estradiol can turn into a bunch of different metabolites too. And one of them, called 4-hydroxyestrone, is the big link to cancers. Prostate cancer in men, breast cancer in women. Let's talk a little about micronutrients in muscle. I mean, can I get everything from my diet, or is there any vitamins I need for muscle?
So one of the big ones that I have found is magnesium. I really just don't think our diets contain enough. Unfortunately, the food supply is not what it used to be. But creatine, we know it's one of the most highly researched supplements out there. Definitely effective for helping muscles grow, stay strong, stay injury-free. But one of the biggest things, and we're talking about older adults, is the brain and neurological health. Everybody should be taking 5 to 10 grams of creatine a day, honestly, like everybody. I have my dad on it, everybody's on it. All my boxers, fighters, anybody that is at risk for head injury, I have on it. And a lot of people are like, oh, that causes a little bit of water retention. Okay, in your muscles, that's fine. Like, again, they look fuller and harder. Like, why is this a problem?
We've pretty much disproven that you need a plant-based diet. What we know is that cholesterol is actually really important, right? Fat and cholesterol.
We need cholesterol. Like and dietary cholesterol does not raise blood cholesterol. You know that. It doesn't have any correlation whatsoever. Like, I think we've kind of almost swung the other direction with that.
Exactly. This is a huge issue in my mind. Honestly, optimal cholesterol, guys, for not dying of anything. This is a talk on not dying, how to be strong, not die, is 220 to 250 is an optimal cholesterol. Below that, you actually can't make as many hormones as well. You can't myelinate. You can't make muscle as well. When Lacy and I hear people are like, well, I'm not going to take hormones. It's just normal to have your hormones decline with age. Well, then your likelihood of having a tendon injury or a fracture is going to be much higher. And there's really not much you can do to change that. People are like, I feel great, I'm top of my game. And then all of a sudden they pop a tendon lifting a weight. Probably they weren't top of their game.
Or blow their back out, or they just end up like with that diffuse body pain that they just is totally avoidable with, exercise, diet, hormones, all that stuff. And there's no reason why we have to live that way. We don't have to live in pain. It's not a thing at all.
Right, exactly. Alcohol is a huge impediment to healing and recovery. Smoking, and anybody who does smoke, number one, that's horrible, but number two, that's going to really impede healing, because what does smoking do? Every time you smoke, you're constricting blood vessels. Well, we need blood. You need blood flow. So
what do you recommend? How do you use nutrition? How do you use supplements? You said vitamin C, you said collagen. What is the best protocol that you would get someone going on right after their injury?
So hopefully I saw them prior, but if not, I would first off kind of just get an outline of what they typically eat, just because a lot of people change what they eat when they get injured. So we kind of want to do an assessment of that.
Nandrolone kind of got a little bit of a bad rap because it sort of went into the more, bodybuilder abuse category a little bit. It's a great anabolic, and it's a great anabolic steroid.
Excellent.
Remember, anabolic not only builds muscle, but it builds bone. It helps you heal and recover. Mm-hmm. So some really good data. I mean, we used nandrolone for treating fractures, bone fractures and osteoporosis 30 years ago. And then it kind of got abandoned more out of the medical field because it started getting used more in the bodybuilder world. And all the medical doctors were like, well, okay, we're going to stay away from this because the DEA is going to get mad at us.